Have you ever looked at their budget to see what percentage of their money that they spend on law enforcement? My general guess is probably not. And I am pretty sure I'm correct for most of you, because most people, if the streets are paved and the stoplights work and your garbage gets picked up, you're pretty happy. And so my concern is suddenly there's several million of extra dollars in the budget. Who's going to guarantee that money's not being moved from one pot to another, and it's not really going to help the police officers all that much? Anyway, I think it's a risk. And there's no sunset provision. It goes on for a long time. So, I had Tom Sullivan on here one time from University City, and he is opposed to this. He points out that he believes he doesn't believe the county executive. He thinks he's exploiting sympathy for the police to get additional money in, and he points to former police chief Tim Fitch, who he said could not support Proposition P because of some of the safeguards that it lacked to prevent current revenue for police department being diverted when the new revenue came in. That's some of the points of view of people who were opposed to Proposition P, just to point that out. Who I want to introduce right now is a gentleman named Korey Apple. Now, Korey reached out to me yesterday. Korey, how are you?
Hey, Mark, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for giving us a few minutes. Korey is a mortgage banker with MB Mortgage. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And I just mentioned that because I want people to know where you're coming from on this. Korey sent me an email yesterday that caught my attention. A lot of people are going to get hit with more taxes next year. And in fact, a lot of you probably have already been hit. You just haven't gotten the notice in the mail yet. Because the St. Louis County Assessor's Office, and I don't know about the St. Charles County Assessor, but the St. Louis County Assessor's Office isn't going to send out your new appraisal value until May or June. So after the vote on Prop P, you may find out you're going to be paying St. Louis County potentially a bunch more than you did last year on your property values. And I thought Korey probably explained this because you've seen examples of it with people coming in and looking at either their appraisal or what their mortgage payment is going to go up to in the next cycle, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm fielding calls left and right, and really you can historically take a look at it through the St. Louis County Assessor's Office. We got an initial hit back in 2013. You could take an average home, say in Bridgeton. It was, I think, one of the comments that was brought up. And don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm a police officer myself. I'm a reserve police officer. Most of my friends are police officers. I want this for these guys. But the problem that I've got right now is in 2013 to 2014, there was already a hit to folks in their taxes. Roughly about $100, and we're coming around another large assessment again. When you do the math, there's 450,000 single-family residents in St. Louis County. Let's do a conservative estimate of $100 per resident. That's $45 million that they got above their standard operating budget in the prior year. We're looking at doing this again come 2017.
So
where's all this money going?
Yeah, when Korey pointed this out to me, I went to the St. Louis County Department of Revenue and looked at the most recent assessment information. And if you haven't done this and you live in St. Louis County, it's pretty simple. You just type in St. Louis County real estate, and you go to the webpage for real estate information, and you type in your address at the bottom. So what I did was I typed in my subdivision name, right? So I could just look at what has gone on in my own neighborhood out there, and just so people know. So you have your appraised value of your house, and largely that's going to be based on comps for properties that have sold around you. So we talk a lot about the fact that housing prices continue to go up, and that's a good thing if you're going to sell. But if you continue to hold your home and pay taxes on it, your taxes go up as well. So here's an example. There were some decent size increases between 2006 and 2007. So I'm looking at an example here where a home was $250,000 appraisal value in 2006. It jumped up to $286,000 in 2007, right before the housing bubble burst, right? That same house is now appraised at $325,000. And it was still in the 200s as recently as 2015. So last year it was appraised at $294,000. This year it's jumped up almost $30,000 in appraised value. So the assessment value, which is a percentage of that, has gone up $10,000 since 2014. In 3 years, the assessed value of that home has gone up $10,000, and it's jumped $6,000 between 2016 and 2017. Your 2017 assessment is already online for most of us. So you can go on there and look and you're already going to know how much your assessed value has gone up. And in this particular case, the house I'm looking at, it's $6,000 higher than it was last year. And you have to pay taxes on that.
Yeah, well, and actually, Mark, it's not totally done yet. So if you look at a lot of the different homes on there where it says assessed value, you'll see a description where it says the 2017 total assessed value will not be available until the end of May.
Okay.
So that would lead me to believe they've assessed something, and the total one, after they do all their final figures, isn't going to be out until the end of May.
Yeah, what the warning on here says was
even more.
Yeah, that these are preliminary numbers and subject to change until July 1st. So
correct. Well, that's your rebuttal process.
Right.
So and I teach folks how to fight their increase in taxes, but the thing is, and the biggest problem that I've got, and it goes even with the teachers, these cities are getting more money, yet they're sending our first responders, our teachers out to panhandle to the public. And, if we just go from 2013, conservative estimate, every household, $100 in increase if we do an average. That's $45 million that we've added, which is continuous. It wasn't for 1 year. So that's $45 million added. Are we going to add another at least $45 million to this next go-round? And this isn't something that goes away the next year. This is now every year folks are paying this higher tax.
Yeah. Korey, I'm up against it here. I appreciate you giving me some time today and explaining this to people.
Oh, not a problem.
All right.
Like I said, I want it to pass for my guys, but I just, I want them to also look for that other money in case it doesn't.
Right. Yep. Well, thank you for your time.
All right.
Thank you. That's Korey Apple, and he's calling me there from MB Mortgages, the company that he runs. But that's not why he was calling. He just wanted people to pay attention to this. Go online and look and see how much you're already going to owe more in taxes next year. See if that makes a difference to you. Maybe it doesn't. But there's some things that people aren't talking about that we wanted to point out. I'll get to more of your phone calls, and my friend Annie Fry will be in the studio with us in the next hour. You're listening to The Marc Cox Show.
This hour of The Marc Cox Show brought to you by Thomas Helbig, the official St. Louis financial advisor of The Marc Cox Show.
Hey, go see my friend Dave Sinclair. Got some great deals going on right now with his spring clearance event. Of course, Dave Sinclair, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram is right on West Osage Street. Easy to get to right off I-44. Just a couple of minutes past that Six Flags exit. It really is an easy drive because you've been there plenty of times. They've got lease deals right now on their 2017 Jeeps, their Wrangler Sports, their Cherokees, their Renegades. They've also got, they start at $229 and go up to $289. That's a 36-month lease. Same thing on his trucks, his quad cab trucks with the Hemi and all of the bells and whistles. $249 a month on a 3-year lease. Or if you want to buy it, they've got great discounts on that as well. What you need to do is just drive out there and check them out, or go online, because if you go to their website, full inventory's on there of a pre-owned and new for you to look at. So go check them out. Dave Sinclair, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Pacific. Go to their website, davesinclairdodge.com.
This is Sean Vincent at Vincent Mortgage. For decades, you've heard my dad saying $839-9999. But I also want you to know that Vincent Mortgage can offer you no cost for your appraisal if your loan doesn't close, the best competitive rate, and close your loan in as little as 8 days. Only at Vincent Mortgage. But Dad was right. You gotta call 839-9999. That's 839-9999 or vincentmortgage.com.
NMLS number 225095, 12801 Flushing Meadows Drive, St. Louis, Missouri 63131.
Family owned and operated since 1972, Lakeside Roofing is celebrating 45 years in the roofing industry and would like to thank you for your support over the years. They specialize in all types of commercial and residential roofing and ensure quality and professionalism. Lakeside offers expert installation and maintenance along with inspection services to fix and prevent problems before they occur. Call 618-344-2800 in Illinois or 314-241-5253 in Missouri to speak to a roofing expert today. For more information, visit lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience. Choose Lakeside.
The tech show's on this month. You know, I was thinking of looking at home security systems.
Oh, cool. I'll go with you. We're looking for more home security ideas, too. That's why I called Budget Blinds.
Budget blinds?
Look at this.
A remote for the blinds.
Yep, motorized.
Okay, well, that's beyond cool. I love it. But what does it have to do with home security?
Oh, they also come with a timer. The blinds and drapes open themselves in the morning, close in the evening.
Oh, so it looks like somebody's home even when you're not.
Exactly, and I saved a bunch of money. Sally saved a bunch of money.
Ha, but you'll take the credit.
Yeah.
My brother, the tech genius.
Thanks, man.
Now give me that remote.
Budget Blinds motorized window coverings are the ultimate in luxury, and during the Luxury Within Reach event, they're even more affordable. The more you buy, the more you save with savings up to $2,000. Hurry and call 855-BUDGET-BLINDS now before this offer ends, or go online to budgetblinds.com. Don't miss out. Call 855-BUDGET-BLINDS now. Offer good on select products at participating independently owned and operated franchises. Restrictions may apply.
KFTK FM Florissant, KFTK AM East St. Louis, K254CR St. Louis.
The Marc Cox Show, brought to you by Thomas Helbig, the official St. Louis financial advisor of The Marc Cox Show.
Find everything Marc Cox at 971talk.com/Cox. FM News Talk 97.1.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lisa Brady. The Senate Intelligence Committee will hold its first public hearing in the Russia probe tomorrow.
We will always say to you this investigation scope will go wherever the intelligence leads it.
Republican Committee Chair Richard Burr moments ago. Democrat Mark Warner is the vice chair.
We're here to assure you, and more importantly, the American people who are watching and listening, that we will get to the bottom of this.
Both declining to comment on the House intelligence probe. That committee chair, Devin Nunes, under pressure to recuse himself. More arguments over the president's revised travel ban before a judge in Hawaii who's blocking it. Fox Radio's Jessica Rosenthal with this live.
Lisa, attorneys for the state of Hawaii will ask Judge Derek Watson to extend his order that stops the president's travel ban, and they want him to do so without a hearing. Attorneys with the Department of Justice oppose an extension. They'd argued since this ruling that the judge should narrow it to apply only to a freeze on visas for people coming from 6 Muslim-majority countries and not apply it to the refugee program. But the judge has already rejected that argument. A Muslim imam in Hawaii